If the iSight camera in your iPhone 5 has decided to stop working on you, it's time for a replacement. And I've got good news. It's really easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. For this repair, you're going to need a P2 pentalobe screwdriver, a SIM card eject tool, a Phillips 000 screwdriver, a set of plastic opening tools, a 2.5mm flathead screwdriver, an ice clack or small suction cup, and a spudger. I have most of the tools I need in my Protect toolkit, and of course I have my magnetic mat to keep me organized along the way. As always, this is just an overview, so be sure to check out our step-by-step guide on iFixit.com when you do your repair. Let's get started. The first step is to open the phone, and it's as simple as removing the two pentalobe screws on either side of the lightning connector. Once those are out and organized on your mat, use your ice clack to open the phone. Slide the phone between both suction cups and press firmly right above the home button. Then, just pop it open. If you don't have an ice clack, you can open your phone with a small suction cup and opening tool. We outline this alternative in steps 5 through 7 on the guide at iFixit.com. You can pull the home button end of the assembly away from the rear case using the top end of the phone as a hinge. Open the display about a 90-degree angle and lean it against something to keep it propped up while you're working on the phone. Add a rubber band to keep the display securely in place while you work. This prevents undue strain on the display cables. Time to disconnect the battery. To do that, we just need to remove the two screws holding the bracket in place, remove the bracket, and then just disconnect the battery with your opening tool or spudger. There's a bracket protecting all the cables we need to disconnect in order to remove the display. It's held in place by a few screws of differing size, so make sure you take notes on your magnetic mat on where they came out, or you could damage your logic board if you reassemble them in the wrong order. Lift the bracket out and get to work on disconnecting the front-facing camera and sensor cable, the LCD cable, and digitizer cable. Once everything is disconnected, you can remove the display. Let's get back to the battery and get it out of the phone and out of your way. You have this handy pull tab to help you lift it away from the rear case. If your tab breaks before your battery is freed, you can use our heat and scrape method outlined in steps 18 through 20 on our guide. Now it's time to tackle the logic board. First, let's disconnect the cellular data antenna cable connector up from its socket on the logic board, just above the speaker enclosure. Move up to the top of the phone to remove the two screws holding the top logic board bracket in place, and then lift the bracket from the logic board. Then we're just going to use the flat end of our spudger to disconnect the upper interconnect cable, the button assembly cable, and the lower interconnect cable. Now let's remove a few Phillips screws. There are two on the inner top of the rear case, and one in the midsection logic board bracket. We can also lift the bracket out at this time. Use a spudger to pry the lightning connector cable up from its socket on the logic board, and then gently peel the cable back and out of the way of the logic board. Time to remove your SIM card. That's as easy as inserting your SIM eject tool or paperclip in the small hole on the side of the phone and sliding the tray out. The next step involves removing 5 screws holding the logic board in place. There are 2 Phillips and 3 standoff screws that you can use a small flathead driver on. Be sure to keep these organized as they come out for a smooth reassembly. The logic board isn't quite free yet. The Wi-Fi antenna cable connector is still connected to the underside of the logic board. Rotate the logic board assembly towards the battery side of the rear case, and then just use the tip of your spudger to disconnect it and remove it from the phone. In the next few steps, we'll be removing the rear-facing camera from the phone. Start by removing the 2 Phillips screws securing the rear-facing camera bracket to the logic board, then remove the bracket. Now you can use the flat end of your spudger to disconnect the rear-facing camera cable from its socket and remove it from the phone. Your replacement part may not come with a flash surround. If not, remove it from your old camera and transfer it to your replacement. That's it for this repair. For reassembly, we recommend you work backwards on our step-by-step guide when you do your repair. You can find all the parts and tools you need for this and many other repairs at iFixit.com. And let me know how it goes. You can find me on Twitter at Gwendolyn Gay and follow iFixit at iFixit. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel now and give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/iFixit.